Hey everybody, today on Toporo we are going to talk about the top 10 sayings with weird origins. These are some common sayings and proverbs that we use and you will be amazed to know about their origins. What makes our lives more colorful? Well, that question is quite a complex one if you ask me, but I know for a fact it is sayings and proverbs that really make our conversations into something fun and witty. I mean, just imagine everyone talking plainly using no idioms. It's already a boring world. Conversations in language without any idioms would have been worse. But have you ever wondered what is the origin of these sayings? Have you ever asked yourself why it was the elephant in the room that had to be addressed and not anything else? If you give it a thought, you will chuckle for a bit, imagining all the weird circumstances people were in to come up with these proverbs. Today, we are going to answer some of these questions and bring you the top 10 sayings with weird origins. Trust me on this one, you are not going to believe some of the stuff that we've found out about these things on the internet. So let's just stop beating around the bush and get right into it. Damn, I wonder where this beating around the bush thing came from. Number 10. Butter someone up. Now you have always used this phrase when someone is going all the way, doing everything to get into someone's good books. If you want a visual representation, just look at someone who wants a raise talking to their boss. Yeah, you got that right. So, the origins of this saying is that when people in ancient India wanted to please their gods, they would throw butter at their statues. They would do that because they had this belief that this would somehow please their gods. Now, I want you to imagine a scenario where there are hundreds of people throwing butter balls at a statue because they want more wealth. I mean, just go and work if you want more money, beautiful people. Well, next time you butter someone up, just recall what you just heard, and I'm sure you will laugh out loud. Number 9. Cat got your tongue? Come on, dude, say something. Or did a cat got your tongue? Well, this phrase is used a lot when someone just shuts the hell up during an argument or if someone is an introvert, like all of us in the shy people town. If you think for a second why a cat is going to get your tongue, you laugh it off as something silly, but the origins of this saying might not be something silly or weird. Well, it scared the bejesus out of me for sure. The British Navy had pretty brutal ways to torture someone. They had a whip called the cat-o'-nine tails. Now these Englishmen would beat some people so hard with it that they wouldn't even have the strength or the nerves to utter a single word out of their mouths. This is why when somebody would stop talking suddenly, people would say, "Cat got your tongue?" Number 8. Barking up the wrong tree. We always say this to someone who has any misconception about something. Or maybe you've heard it in those spy movies where the detective has a false lead and is misled by that. Well, you may have heard it while you watch Sherlock Holmes, but my boy doesn't bark up the wrong tree. The story behind this saying will crack you up. People used hunting dogs back in the day to catch the prey. Yeah, this is when these adorable creatures were not just catching drugs at airports. So maybe because of lack of training, or because the dogs wanted to troll their owners, they would start barking up the wrong tree. The owner would end up wasting his time, because there was nothing to hunt there. This is how we got this proverb. Yeah, my friends, these dogs were the forefathers of internet trolls. Number 7. Kick the bucket. We say this whenever someone dies. It doesn't really bring up any nice memories, or you never want to use this proverb, unless it is your school bully and you really want that smug bastard to kick the bucket. But what are the origins behind this grim saying? Well, livestock that were transported to butchers in 16th century Britain were hung on a wooden plank called a bucket in that era. Several animals often convulse uncontrollably soon after being slaughtered, leading them to collide with the wooden plank and therefore kick the bucket. Man, aren't these British creating too many idioms with some dark origins? Number 6. Diehard. Are you a diehard fan of Messi or LeBron? Well, you definitely would not want to be a diehard back in the 18th century. The backstory to this is that the method of hanging someone was different. They wouldn't drop the culprit, but would just slip them into a noose and let them hang there. Now, that is a suffering you would not want to endure. The convicted person might hire somebody to pull his legs so he may die faster. If they didn't like to, they could also just stay and endure harder, hence the term diehard. Now tell me, are you someone's diehard fan? Well, I guess not. Number 5, mad as a hatter. Even the name suggests that this term is used for someone who just went crazy. I mean, you can definitely see people getting mad as a hatter who are stuck in traffic. But do you know the weird and grim origins behind this saying? Nah, you don't. That's why you're watching the video. So let's start the history lesson here. Toxicity happened in hat manufacturers in 17th century France who utilized mercury in hat felt. The Mad Hatter disease was characterized by nervousness, anger, and convulsions that gave the victim the appearance of being mad. Yeah, it was just mercury side effects. These people back in the day were edgelords, man. I mean, making fun of someone's disease, that's straight up ticket to being canceled these days. Number 4. Give someone a cold shoulder. When you do not want to talk to someone or do not want to welcome someone, you give them a cold shoulder. For example, you gave your friend Timmy $300 and he promised he would return that money next Friday. But that Friday never came, now did it? That bastard is going to get cold shoulders from you for sure. But what's the backstory behind this one? Who came up with the idea that being rude to someone meant giving them a cold shoulder? Let's find out. Back in the day, if the host was annoyed by his guests, he would just serve them some cold meat from the shoulder part of an animal. This was a nicer way of them saying, "Get out, man, I hate you." And this is how people started giving cold shoulders. That was quite witty, man, not gonna lie. Number 3. Did it rub you the wrong way? We use this saying when someone's annoyed by something or someone. For example, if your friend Timmy, yeah, that same dude who owes you $300, messes around with you, you'll get annoyed by him. That's when someone standing right next to you would say, "Hey, did he rub you the wrong way?" Now, which person decided that rubbing the wrong way was equivalent to getting annoyed? Well, I got annoyed just thinking about all this. Yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way. Well, during the medieval period, early Americans often direct their slaves to rub the wood flooring the correct way. The incorrect method, i.e. not cleaning it with a clean rag following dirty cloth, would result in stains and destroy it, making the owner irritated. Number 2. Caught red-handed. Did you ever get caught red-handed while cheating during an exam? Well, I'm sure you didn't, because you're an angel and you've subscribed to this channel. But in a million years, if you did get caught red-handed, would you think, why red-handed, man? This world is full of colors, why red? Well, we'll find that out now. This stems from a medieval English ordinance that penalized anybody who butchered a livestock that's not his property. Now, if someone caught you with red hands while you were standing beside the lifeless body of that animal, it meant you did it. Number 1. Bite the bullet. Aw man, this is the end of the video? Well, we'll just have to bite the bullet here. We often use this term when we have to accept something unpleasant. Of course, biting on a metallic bullet's unpleasant, but is this really the backstory behind this saying? No, it's not. Back in the day when doctors in the war zone didn't have any anesthesia, they would tell the wounded soldiers to bite on bullets while they were performing surgeries on them. They did it to slightly distract their attention from the pain, hence the term bite the bullet. What did you think of all these sayings? Do you use any of them on a regular basis? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more. This is Toporo, and we're out.